Look at the record here, 10-1, 7-3. Daniel Crawford was the champion of BAMMA. Pedro Carvalho, SBG. Let's see what happens.
With the official introductions, here's Michael C. Williams.
Tonight, seeing live worldwide on the Bellator MMA Global app, we welcome you to the SSC Arena Wembley for Bellator 200 as the prelims continue now with 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'11", weighing in 145.8 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, 3 losses by way of Portugal. He fights out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting Pedro Carvalho. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner at 5'9", weighing in 145.8 pounds. As a professional, he brings 10 victories, 1 defeat, fighting out of Croydon, England, introducing Daniel Crawford. And the referee in charge, Brian Miner.
Brian Miner earning his keep tonight. Daniel Crawford, 10-1 on a 4-fight winning streak. Pedro Carvalho has back-to-back wins heading into his Bellator debut. They touch gloves. It is Daniel Crawford in the red gloves, Pedro Carvalho in the blue gloves. Carvalho recording a unanimous decision victory in his last fight in March. Looks for the left head kick blocked by Crawford.
Carvalho going after him with a lot of movement, a lot of shots. Nice left hand right there, Morrow.
Crawford has a 4-fight winning streak. His last 3 wins ending due to his striking prowess, and Crawford now on the ground with Carvalho.
He landed that kick, but it was caught, and that takedown puts him in a position where Daniel Crawford is very strong.
Carvalho does have a triangle choke submission. One of 4 submission wins. Crawford, working from top position, has an arm triangle submission victory. Crawford working from Carvalho's half guard. A minute gone in the first frame, scheduled for 3 in the Bellator MMA featherweight division.
A lot of heavy shoulder pressure, now switching off, trying to hit with the elbow. Switches the arm underneath the leg, doesn't stick.
Already some blood, I believe. Crawford now has the hooks in, looking for the rear naked choke, and there is Crawford the one bleeding, John?
Yeah, right over his right eye, he's got a cut.
So Crawford now wanting to put that body triangle in place on Carvalho, and he does it.
You saw he was struggling there for a second. He needs to get hip to hip. Once he got hip to hip, now he's locked into his back. He's got the body triangle. He's got to work to get himself out. He needs to put that foot to the ground, Morrow, instead of having it up high.
Carvalho has been submitted, one of his 3 losses via rear naked choke, and Crawford in position now to try to work from the body triangle, but Carvalho trying to utilize a wide base and try to escape the body triangle, and he's able to break it momentarily, and a good job by Carvalho, but it's Crawford fishing for the submission from the bottom.
Crawford immediately not accepting that, going after the triangle, but Carvalho now in a position where he's in control underneath, got the back.
Carvalho back to his feet with a waist lock on Crawford as we near the midpoint of the first round, and Carvalho unloading now on Crawford, left knee up the middle.
A lot of pressure by Carvalho in this fight. He is going after Crawford, and Crawford is this is a champion from England here. He has had a lot of tough fights, and he is a good fighter.
Oh, nice, beautiful slashing elbow strike, and another one by Crawford. Crawford started boxing at the age of 14, had 24 amateur bouts, got interested in mixed martial arts. His idol, none other than MMA icon George Rush St. Pierre, and both of them in a rush to get this over with here in the opening round. And a shot there, well defended by Carvalho, but he slips, looking for that guillotine, and finds himself on his back.
A lot of good techniques going on. You're seeing Daniel Crawford using his feet to get away from some of the strikes, even the kicks of what Carvalho's going after him. Carvalho's bringing an intense pressure.
Carvalho from Portugal, although he trains at SBG Ireland with the likes of none other than the notorious one, Conor McGregor, and up-and-coming Bellator star James Gallagher. But Crawford has his back again, wanting to put in his hooks.
See that added little basic movement with the foot that's going to hold his leg in place, because Carvalho's got this idea that he's going to turn and get out of this. He's not going to accept someone being in a better position.
Crawford with the cross face, the biggest win on Crawford's resume. UK MMA stalwart Ronnie Mann. And Carvalho trying to escape.
He is going to.
Crawford doing a good job of sticking to him like Velcro, but it's Carvalho now on top and looking for the back.
Carvalho being that guy that he just continues to move, and he's creating problems in this fight. We've got a problem right here with that leg.
Final 30 seconds of the opening round. You're watching Daniel Crawford in the red gloves, Pedro Carvalho in the blue gloves. This is preliminary action. Bellator 200 from SSC Arena, Wembley. Final 10 seconds of a competitive round here between these two up-and-coming 145-pounders.
Time.
There's a kick right there, a little bit low. That's the left hand that cut him. That put that cut right on the side of his right eye. Look, when we have both here, that beautiful elbow thrown by Crawford, those hurt. You can tell it put Pedro in a place where he wanted to just get distance to get himself reestablished.
Second round, Daniel Crawford with that cut over the right eye. It seems to have been sealed for the moment by his corner, but you know that Carvalho will try to target that area as Crawford secures a single leg and the takedown.
He has made that single leg work this entire fight. That is his go-to, and it's working. Notice how he's lacing that with his right arm. His opponent's arm takes the back, went too high. He's going to get out of this.
And again, Crawford pivots around, looks for the back. Nice roll through escape by Carvalho. Was looking for the leg lock, but Crawford cognizant of it, back on his feet, and it's Carvalho now looking for the takedown behind the slam on Crawford.
See Crawford trying to work that guillotine. He's trying to turn his hand over inside on that neck. When you're seeing Carvalho try to go to the side, it's telling you that he's okay there. He's breaking that pressure.
Carvalho inside control. Best position of the fight for the SBG Ireland product. Crawford gives up his back. Crawford has one loss. It was by knockout. But it's Carvalho now looking for the rear naked choke, but Crawford maybe attempting a backdoor escape if he can alleviate the hook by Carvalho.
We're a little bit high. That's why the hand's on the ground. He's going to shake him off. This has been a great illustration of grappling by both guys, going after elements to get position in this fight.
Featherweight division in Bellator MMA, ruled by Patricio Pitbull. As we've mentioned already tonight, he will have a rematch with Daniel Weichel, but some young guns, Aaron Pica, James Gallagher, AJ McKee, and you can add the winner of this fight to that list, right, John?
That along with Adam Borsch is another one. Bellator's featherweights are stacked.
We are coming up on the midway point of the round and the fight. Crawford from the back, but it's Carvalho fishing for a potential Kimura there, but
Crawford again utilized that same technique, lacing the arm, getting that arm, his opponent's right arm, he keeps pulling it to the back, and that's what's getting him his position.
Crawford wants to solidify himself as the best featherweight in the United Kingdom. Has a peripatetic training regimen, trains at various gyms. He says he tries to be vegan. And right now, at this stage of his career, he wants to fight twice a year. He thinks it's a benefit for a young fighter, John, that you have long gaps between fights so that you can improve and be a totally different fighter each time.
Well, anytime you go into the gym, you should be working towards getting better, working on techniques, putting yourself in bad positions and learning how to get out of those positions.
And Crawford looking to put both hooks in now on Carvalho. Carvalho very calm, biding his time, but what is Carvalho's best mode of escape from this position, John?
He's been doing a fantastic job of getting himself out of these positions by being relaxed. He's not extending himself and going into crazy movement. There you go, he's coming out again.
And yet Crawford trying to stay one step ahead. Carvalho back to his back, and you wonder, as he surrenders cross-side position now, side control on Crawford, you have to wonder about that move, John.
I don't agree with that move. I would have gone, you go towards your opponent, don't try to go to your back away from him in that position, because you're not creating a problem for him, you're giving him an opportunity.
Final minute of the second stanza. Crawford controlling Pedro Carvalho.
But both fighters have demonstrated outstanding grappling techniques throughout this fight, Moore. I'm very impressed with both.
Crawford spent some time studying sports science at St. Mary's in Twickenham. Gave up on an education for now to pursue a career as a mixed martial artist. Looking to go 11-1 as Carvalho has separated and lands a couple of nice right hands. Good Crawford. And a kick to the liver by Carvalho. So Carvalho testing Daniel Crawford's boxing.
Nice left hand.
And Crawford utilizing those short elbows, but it's Carvalho landing his strikes here in the final seconds of the second round.
He's getting cocky now. That left hand has been landing. He's feeling good on his feet.
And another good left hand by Carvalho at the end of round 2. How do you have it after the first 10 minutes, John?
After the first 10 minutes, I have this fight now even because of what you just saw in that last bit. Carvalho absolutely started to land the good shots. He got out-grappled, but the shots were the most important thing. It is now an even fight going into the last round.
Look at me. Look at me. Done. We've got to give it everything in this round now. All right? When you hit the floor, we need some damage. You're doing loads of control. But you're doing loads of spin, so I want to see some damage. When you're controlling a little bit more. When you're standing up,
there you have a left, right. Right hand comes over the top. Again over the top. Left hand lands. All these are the best shots of this round, and that's going to give him the round in the judge's eyes because he's the one that's doing some damage here. The grappling didn't end up being any damage by what Crawford was doing.
You sound very confident about that statement.
Just a little.
Michael C. Williams letting the fans here at SSC Arena Wembley know that it is the third and final round between these two featherweight prospects. Daniel Crawford at 10-1, 6 knockout wins, 1 arm triangle victory. Pedro Carvalho 7-3 with 1 knockout and 4 submission wins.
And just landed 2 more good shots, a good kick to the body, another left, right. Carvalho is pumped.
.30 seconds gone here in the final round. And Crawford has Carvalho against the fence.
Crawford is trying to slow Carvalho down because he is landing shots on him, and those are starting to diminish what he can do. They're coming back again.
Carvalho wants this fight at range. He wants it at mid or long distance, John.
Carvalho wants distance in this because he is winning at distance. He wants to get Crawford off him. Crawford wants to maintain exactly what he's got right here and slow that progression down so he's not getting hurt.
We're working. You have that wrist. Yes, there.
And again, Crawford utilizing those horizontal elbow strikes. But it's Carvalho who seems to have more of a striking rhythm, and it was Crawford who has the amateur boxing background.
And you see at the distance, Carvalho is the one that is absolutely landing the better shots. Daniel Crawford is not closing this distance in any other attempt because he's getting hurt. I need to keep it close.
And how does Carvalho then, he absorbs the attack seat, but he allows Crawford to still come in.
He does, and he needs to move his feet, but when you're
Nicely
tired,
done there.
it's not an easy thing to do. When you get tired, your feet start to slow down and you don't move and you just start swinging.
Inside low kick by Carvalho. Carvalho just missed with that right uppercut, but then hits the right, and then Crawford with a jumping knee.
Big kick, big right hand.
Big striking exchanges here between Crawford and Carvalho, and yet Carvalho getting the better of it.
Absolutely getting the better of it. Now you see Crawford diving for that takedown. He's in on his hips. He should get him down from this position. There's that splay right that you're seeing. Absolutely beautiful job by Carvalho in keeping this fight on his feet right now, because he cannot hit the ground.
Past the midway point of the final round, Crawford saying he is coming for the Bellator MMA featherweight belt. He feels that he would vie for a title within the next 18 months, but in tough here against Pedro Carvalho, who I'm sure has his sights set on the same prize.
Crawford may be going for that belt, but right now he's got his hands full with a guy named Pedro Carvalho.
Under 2 minutes left in the fight. Good takedown by Carvalho. But again, John, Crawford getting right back up to his feet. That takedown should not be scored.
No, he popped himself right back up. You're exactly right, Morrow. But right now, if you're Carvalho, don't sit here with your leg in that entwinement. Move yourself to put yourself in a position you can press Crawford up against the fence control position, but he did move himself to the back. He's in a great position right now.
And he's in a great position in terms of where he is in terms of real estate, because John Kavanagh, his coach, is right there. And Carvalho again secures another takedown on Crawford.
And this takedown is landing him in side control. Look at where he's at, and that is a position of dominance. You can see Crawford is starting to gas on this. He's a little tired, and Carvalho is coming on.
Yeah, the fight may be slipping away from Daniel Crawford here in round 3 with 60 seconds left.
Conditioning is key, and you can see that Pedro Carvalho has done his job in making sure that he is in shape for this fight, and he has gas right now, and he's continuing to put pressure on Dan Crawford.
Final 40 seconds of the fight. Carvalho from side control, delivering a short strike to the body of Crawford, but the body language of Crawford seems to say it all right now, John.
Yeah, the body language, especially his hips. Look at his hips, how his hips are flat. He's not moving them. That's how you're going to get yourself out of this position. And when you don't see those hips moving, you know he's not going to be getting himself to a better spot.
Old school shoulder strike there by Carvalho. 15 seconds left in the fight. Carvalho working from side control on Daniel Crawford. And for the first time tonight in the prelims, as Carvalho delivers some hammer fists, we're going to the judges' scorecards. So, John, how do you have it, my man?
I have this fight 29-28 for Pedro Carvalho. Pedro Carvalho landing shots, moving his feet. Daniel Crawford in the stand-up started having problems with what Pedro was doing. There's a kick to the body, nice shot, nice. Right hand. All of these, that left hand, it doesn't hurt him, but it's affecting him and making him have to start to readjust. Beautiful takedown, moving into side control. That's what judges will give credit to. He took him down, went to a dominant position. That's what they're looking for.
Daniel Crawford and Pedro Carvalho exchanging pleasantries, and man, that cut looks bad, but it never really did bleed much, did it?
Oh, that's a great job by Jason, the cut man there. That's an experienced cut man, and you'll see guys with experience, and what they can do with a cut is completely different than what you and I can do.
So we await the judge's decision. Will Pedro Carvalho improve to 8-3? In his Bellator debut, Daniel Crawford, also his first foray inside the Bellator MMA cage, a huge opportunity for these two up-and-coming featherweights. One of them will walk out of SSC Arena Wembley a winner. The other, back to the drawing board, as they say. Do they still use drawing boards, John?
Well, I think they do. Sometimes they're electric.
And what did they go to before there were drawing boards? You always wonder when there is a delay in the tabulation of the scorecards. Usually means, and it was a close fight.
It was a close fight, and it's usually, you'll hear that thing about, oh, when there's time. It's not the judges that are having the problem, it's a scorekeeper. They're the ones having the problem tabulating 30 points.
And this is why Big John McCarthy is rapidly becoming the best analyst in the game.
Because I can score 30
Hey, you're the first
points.
one who said that, though.
It's the
because
truth.
it's always like, wait, what are we waiting for?
Judges have turned their scorecards in long ago.
Yes. I'm sitting next to Oz. I don't have to go behind the curtain. All right, it looks like we have a decision, and to make it official, let's go up to the voice of Bellator MMA, Mr. Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your three judges at cage side. Your first judge, Eric Colon, scores the fight 29-28, scoring the fight for Crawford. Your second judge, Doug Crosby, scores the fight 29-28. He scores the fight for Carvalho. Your third and final judge at cage side, Sal Diamato, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Pedro Carvalho.
Split decision victory for Pedro Carvalho as he improves to 8-3, winning his Bellator MMA debut, much to the delight of his coach, John Kavanagh. And Daniel Crawford, gracious in defeat, as he loses his first fight under the Bellator umbrella, and he will fall to 10-2. Final thoughts on the fight, John?
That was a great fight. Both guys showed great athleticism, great techniques. Loved it.